Jack of all trades. Okay, y'all, this dream was, when I say short and sweet, right, but spoke volumes. So I don't know why, but in this dream was so short. It was more like a cat nap, right, where I saw this woman, and she was designing something. She was designing some sort of, I don't know if it was like a jacket or like a cardigan, whatever you call that, but it was some sort of like piece of clothing, right? And it was so strange because there was like a male friend. This was like a close friend of yours, possibly someone that you dated at some point, but maybe you all decided to just be friends, and this person was kind of like asking you, like, why are you doing this? Like, where, like, I'm getting this is someone who considers you a flake. And if this is someone that you've dated before in the past, this is possibly the reason why you guys didn't work out. This person is probably someone who is very logical, very stable, possibly the type of person where, let's say you guys went to college, because I'm getting like higher education. Let's say you guys went to college. This person probably graduated from school and found a job and has probably been working that one job, moving up the ladder successfully at that one job ever since. Where I'm getting as you may be like, I'm getting like millennials, but like two different spectrums, right? This is definitely one of the millennials who is picked a job and has been working that job, moving up the ladder successfully, whereas you might be one of the millennials that's probably closer to like Gen Z, where you kind of like bounce around. You might work somewhere for a couple of years and then go somewhere else and try something new, try something different, right? So because there was like this feel of, when this person saw you designing this person was like, okay, now where is this coming from? Almost like a kind of flirtatious frustration, if I should say. Like this person almost, like I said, it was like a flirtatious, like a lighthearted, where is this coming from? But there was a sense of frustration there where this person is like, okay, now you're doing something else, right? But this, I'm getting, this is definitely like, whoever this divine feminine is, right, definitely you are a jack of all trades, right? You're probably someone who you bounce around a lot with jobs because you get bored easily, right? So definitely you're probably someone, y'all, and it's not even like, in the dream it was a female, but I'm getting like this is for like a male too, like a jack of all trades. I don't know what the female version would be. I don't know, like a Jill of all trades. I don't know if there even is a female version of this saying, because I feel like it's fluid, you know, the gender could be either or. Because I met someone recently who did I meet? I met this guy who was doing a training program, right? And he was like, he's like a pretty big guy, right? And he was doing a training program for like a CNA, like a nurse assistant. And he was in his, how old was he? He said he was in his, like his, I know he's in his early 30s. I can't remember the exact age. And I remember asking him like, so like, do you want to be a nurse or something? Or like, I was just kind of curious as to how like someone in their mid-30s who is like this, I mean, he's like 6'4", 6'5", you know, very muscular. And if you were to look at him, like if you were to look at him and just be, what do they call it? Like judging him based off his looks, you would think that he would be like a personal trainer. Like he looks like he lives in the gym. So I was like curious as to what made you decide to do this. And he was like, to be honest, I don't know. He said, I like to try new things. And he was telling me about like his other, so like he has like a sleeve, right? He has sleeves on both of his arms. And I was asking him about that. And one of the he says that he has a tattoo on his leg that he actually did himself, which I thought was, I mean, I guess people who are tattoo artists can tattoo themselves. I don't know why the thought of someone twisting their body to sit there and put ink on themselves kind of like looks weird. Probably because he's such a big guy. Picturing him doing that to himself looks like he would have to have been sitting in a very uncomfortable position. So it just was like weird to me. But I mean, I guess whatever, right? But I was like, okay, I said, you have sleeves, right? And I was like, okay, so you're really into tattoos? And he was like, yeah, I'm actually a tattoo artist. I'm a certified tattoo artist. Like I used to do tattoos. And I was like, well, your tattoos are really nice. Like, why didn't you do that? And he was like, I don't know. I did that for a while. Then I started looking into something else. And he just started talking about like some of the other certifications that he has. So he's just definitely that type of person where like he gets bored. And this dream may have even been for him. I might like talk to him about this if I ever see him again in person, at the hospital or whatever. But in the dream, it was a female, right? But I'm getting like relationship wise, people probably look at you as a flake because you're always jumping from one thing to the next. But luckily for you, this is not a relationship reading, because I feel like people who are like that will tend to meet each other, right? Like if you are a female and people see you as a flake because you're constantly moving from one thing to the next. Now, if you're doing it in a way that's unhealthy where you can't keep a job, I'm just gonna say like if you guys have ever seen that show Girlfriends, Lynn, who is like living off of Joan, then at one point she's living off of Maya. She tried to live off of Tony, and Tony was like, I'm not playing that. If you're someone like that, where you're constantly jumping from thing to thing, but you don't keep a job in between, this is like not for you. This is not for you, right? But if you're someone who you're working a job, and while you're working that job, you might start a certification for something else, and then once you get your certification, you might start something else. But if you're the type of person who, where you jump from thing to thing, you always have a job, maybe at sometimes you might have multiple jobs, but you are always with income, this is for you, right? This is for someone who jumps from thing to thing, but is responsible with it. This is for someone who will not leave one job until they have another one lined up. This is not for someone who never has a job. This is not for someone who is always quitting jobs and having to live off of other people because they can't maintain stability. This is for someone who absolutely has the maturity and the capability to maintain stability, right? But if you are let's just say a Jill of all trades, dating someone who is like super stable, dating someone who works one thing and never strays for that, like opposites attract, right? So I'm not going to say it would never work with someone like that, but what I will say is like, definitely if you are a Jill of all trades, there is a Jack of all trades out there for you. And like, whenever you find that person, that's great, because like I said, this is not like a relationship reading, but what I will say is like, gaining all of these different skills is definitely going to benefit you in the long run, right? Like, you might not see it now. This is someone who, I'm getting like, you probably have a bunch of like certifications, but maybe you're thinking about going back to school for like an actual degree that may take like a longer time. This is definitely giving like a Knight of Pentacles, right? Like an Eight of Pentacles, where this is going to take like mastering, building a skill and mastering a craft. Knight of Pentacles meaning like a long-term goal, right? But what I will say is, while you are aiming towards this long-term goal, while you are mastering this craft, you have this Page of Pentacles and this Ten of Pentacles energy, where a lot of the certifications and the skills that you have are going to benefit you now while you aim towards this long-term goal. And this long-term goal is what's going to bring you big wealth, right? Big wealth, right? And it's going to get you to where you can, I'm getting like, this is for someone who, you want to be able to run multiple businesses out the comfort of your own home. But there's something about a specific degree that you need in order to be able to do that, to like tie everything in together. So I'm getting like, fret not, right? While you are pursuing this degree, this long-term goal, a lot of these certifications that you have are going to benefit you in the meantime, right? Because it's going to give you flexibility. It's going to give you flexibility of being able to make income here and there while you go towards this long-term goal, right? And I'm definitely getting like a Page of Pentacles, like opportunities are definitely coming your way. And definitely Ten of Pentacles with like legacy, right? I'm getting like family stability, like people, whoever, matter of fact, for some of y'all, it has nothing to do with the relationship, right? For some of y'all, this may even be family that sees you as unstable. But when I tell you, all of these ventures that you have are going to build you this big wealth to where you're going to be the one, you're going to be like the millionaire, the billionaire of your family, right? So please do not get so caught up with what other people say, right? Live your life in whatever manner or whatever way makes you happy. As long as you are not hurting anyone else or hurting yourself, I really don't see the harm in it. You know, do what makes you happy. You know, for some people, finding that one job and that one career and staying there may make them happy. For you and for others, learning new things. This is definitely for someone who, you get joy out of learning new things. This is probably why you bounce around so much anyways. It's because you love to learn new things. You love to open up your mind, to broaden your horizon, right? And this is going to have something to do with helping you generate these new streams of income. But in the dream, it was so weird, because like in the dream, this person is literally like, what are you doing now? Like, you never talked about being a fashion designer, and now all of a sudden you're designing clothes. But like, whatever it was in specific that you were designing, you like sold your design. Don't ask me how that works, because I know nothing about fashion. I'm definitely the type of person, I dress comfortably. I wear what is comfortable. I wear what I think is cute. I wear what I like. I do not try to keep up with what's in style, because I truly could not care, right? I wear what I like, and I wear what's cute to me. But anyways, like whatever it was that you designed and how you designed it ended up making you big bucks. And it was literally something, when I tell you, it was something that you did on a whim. It was something where you woke up one day and you were like, hey, I would like to design something that has this function but looks like this. So you did it on a whim, and you ended up selling the design and making like huge bucks off of it, like huge bucks, right? So please stop explaining yourself to other people, right? Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. I remember hearing someone say that once, and it's stuck with me ever since. Do not waste your time explaining yourself to people who are going to be committed to misunderstanding you, who are going to be committed to telling you that you're wrong. I'm getting like, there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, right? There's no wrong way to live life, right? Unless you're doing something that's harming yourself and others. If that's not the case, there's no wrong way to live life. You live your life in whatever shape, form, or fashion brings you the most amount of happiness. Anyways, y'all, that is the message for today. As always, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Bye.